Oh, my ears are ringing already. Where'd the piano go? There we go. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. If you are not seeing this live button, that I'm no longer live, shoot me a message and we'll plan a private reading for you. I hope everybody is doing well. Give it a few minutes so people can see that I'm live. Going to share out. Let's see. Oh, it got bigger. Hello, everybody. Welcome. How are you guys? Happy New Year. Hi, Miss Lynette. How are you? How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. Did anybody do anything fun for the new year? What did you do, Miss Lynette? Did you do anything fun? We didn't. I can say that. Girls fell asleep. Lily fell asleep at like 7. Isabel was asleep shortly after that. And my husband's used to going to work so early, so we all just kind of went to bed, enjoyed a nice sleep. Nothing exciting. How are you guys? How is everything going? I'll give a little bit. Please share out if there's anywhere that you know that would enjoy getting some messages. Oh my goodness, that's amazing, Lynette. If I watched, I might be able. I don't know, depending on what I'm watching on Netflix. Would you watch on Netflix? Welcome, Leslie. We enjoy Netflix too. I've watched a bunch of stuff. Lily's rewatching The Fuller House. She came in like I turned it on and she came in like halfway. So she like started over again so she could see it from the beginning. Thought it was hilarious. I'm like, my husband was like, you guys are watching the same thing? I'm like, even though she's watched like Miraculous like 20,000, they've watched Miraculous all of the seasons at least 5 times. So I don't know. She's like her mommy. Doesn't bother her being able to watch the same thing. Hi, Miss Jeanette. That's exciting, Miss Lynette. I like the movies. Hi, Miss Rebecca. How are you, love? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. I really enjoy Netflix. I like their movies. I don't know. My husband's hasn't found. It's not really. I don't know how to find movies that my husband would enjoy. I don't really watch the same things, but there's a lot of stuff I like on there. I enjoyed finally being able to watch the Vampire Diaries and stuff like that because I started watching the Vampire Diaries on our Fire Stick, but then it like I don't know what happened to our Fire Stick, but every time I would turn it on, it would go into like some other language. And I can't even tell you what language it was. It wasn't Spanish. I don't even know what language it was supposed to be, but I just know it wasn't Spanish. So I was just like, oh, okay. So it made me, oh, Miss Rebecca, well, you're a very strong woman. And if anybody donates for a reading, just let me know. And we can do some readings. Hello, Bernice. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Did I say hi to you already, Miss Jeanette? I can't remember. If I didn't, I'm saying hi, Miss Jeanette. I think I did, but for some reason, I can't remember. So yesterday, I was an awesome person, and I fell on the ice, and I fell and I hurt my elbow. Hi, Miss Ashley. And so I spent most of the day over at urgent care. And for some reason, my car, if anybody's a car person, let me know. For some reason, if my car is running right now, the heat doesn't work. So I don't know how urgent care is everywhere, but where we're at urgent care, you check in and then they send you back to the car. And it was 18 degrees out, and I'm hoping I didn't give myself a cold. I'm feeling better. I'm trying to push through it. But if my voice sounds kind of weird, it's from sitting outside for like an hour in 18 degrees weather trying to figure out my heat that never worked. Which really sucked because I couldn't even I have to figure it out because I can't even warm up the car. I went to warm up the car today for the girls to take them to school, and the car didn't even defrost. So I'm a little worried. I'm like, what happens? Because where we live now, it really snows, and it's really not a place to live if you can't warm up your car. So I'm just like, what do I do? So if anybody is a car person and knows what's going on with my car, I would appreciate any knowledge shared because I'm just worried about my kids more than anything. So I'm so happy you're doing great. It's a van. It's a Sienna van. I don't know. I think it's done it like one or two other times. But like if I'm driving, yes, it blows cold air. The cold air is blowing through. But the thing is, if I start my car and I'm driving, the heat works. It just doesn't. For some reason, it just doesn't work when it's not moving. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, what's going on? I know absolutely nothing about cars. Cars is not my thing. Hi, Miss Ashley. How are you? Yeah, it blows cold air. And it's really cold here too. It was like it's 17 degrees now at 1:00, but it was like 5 when I took the girls to school. So I'm finally warming up. So I've been like cold. It's been cold like all day. You're welcome. I saw you had an exciting New Year's, Miss Ashley. My husband has ideas, but he's not a mechanic, so because I brought it up that the car wouldn't warm up this morning. I'm like, what am I gonna do if it's like snowing outside and I have to take him to school? Hi, Miss Kathy. Happy New Year. Hi, Melissa. It's just weird. I don't know. I've never even heard it. I think it's weird that I can drive and the heat turns on. But if it's turned on and it's parked, it doesn't work. I don't know. I'll have to ask him what Miss Ashley said, see about the thermostat being stuck. Where's my piece of paper? I'll write it down. When he comes home in an hour, we can ask him. I won't remember it, so I'm writing it down. Welcome, Baz. -8. Oh my goodness. I'm not ready for any of that. Oh, okay. Well, not that that's a good thing, but at least you know what. Okay, so since you've experienced it, I'll let them know. It's just so weird. So ever since I had to sit in my car in 18 degrees weather, trying to figure out how to get warm air, like after a while, I couldn't feel my toes. And I didn't know when they were going to call me next. So I went in. I'm like, I know you're not going to be happy about this. I go, but I've been sitting in my car for at least the last hour. And my heat's not working. I was like, I'm freezing. I'm like, is it my turn anytime soon? She was like, yeah, you can take a seat. You're the next. There's one person ahead of you. I'm like, thank you. Like, I tried really showing her that I was freezing. Like, I had my boots on. I couldn't even feel my toes. Hello, Jennifer. How are you, dear? I hope you're doing well. It's crazy. I will have to tell him that because I thought it was weird because even like, see, I don't know anything about cards, but it says on the C to the F, it was showing that it was in the middle, so that's why I was confused. But maybe there's something inside. I don't know. All I know is I'm not ready. I can't afford a new car right now, so hopefully something happens. Oh, Miss Jennifer, I'm so sorry. Like an air in the heat, like a little radiator in the car. 2 causes for this one. You are simply low. Coolant. You know what? I think that's something that Jer said. I'm going to write it down. I think Jer said something about it was trying to figure that out. That might be it. Coolant. If you are, you should also figure out why you are low. 2 was not purged of air. Yes, it needs maintenance performed. That might be why the little sign comes on that says maintenance performed. Needed to be done. I know I need an oil change. That I know that for sure. And I asked him that. I was like, is it because we need an oil change? Like he's trying to find out where the best place to go out here is, and he's not getting the best. You know, I my girls woke up and it's really cold. Like the weather really changed too. And I do think I was just sick. So I'm trying to send healing. I'm trying to push through. It's just my throat. And it might be because I was sitting in that cool car for so long. But I'm trying to push through it. I was just sick. I took some medicine, but I'm not going to let it hold me back right now. I know we need an oil change. Maybe some of that will just fix. Well, if it's just coolant, that would be awesome. I'll tell him that when he gets home. It's just weird because it works when I drive. Like if I'm driving, the heat works. It's just when it's in park, the heat doesn't work. And it just makes me nervous for the girls because it's just going to get colder. Yes, I've been drinking water, trying to do whatever I can to make it go away because, you know, I don't want to be sick. I was already down this road, and I know my husband's not going to be able to handle it again. I'm not a very good sick person, so I'm hoping that I'm sure Leo isn't happy because I'm not letting him play in this in the SNOW as much today as I have to. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. See, I don't know anything about cars. See, my dad my dad is very OCD, he likes to be in control. He's an Aquarius. So he likes doing things. So he always just did all of this, but he never taught me. So I'm so used to, him doing it. Look at you, Miss Rebecca, coming in and saving me with all my carb needs. Oh, Miss Jennifer. Is he in the hospital, love? Oh, that would be nice. The best thing, Miss Jennifer, is just to stay. You have to stay strong for him. Oh, I'm here. I was reading the comments. All of a sudden, all these people are popping up. 141 people ahead of them. Where? In the hospital? 141 people ahead of them for what? That's a lot of people. Oh my goodness, Miss Jennifer. I don't know where you are, but that's a lot of people. Holy cow. That's a lot of people. There was, when I went to urgent care, I think I was in the car for at least an hour and a half. I couldn't handle the cold anymore, so I was like, I'm just gonna go make her angry. It's crazy. Well, I want you to look at your dad, Miss Jennifer, and I want you just to put some white bubbles around him for protection. Ask Archangel Raphael to come and help you with your dad and help heal him. Okay? Talk to the angels, ask for help. I'm sorry, dear. She probably doesn't want you to bring him because he could just get worse. And I'm sorry. Miss Rebecca, you need to stop trying. You need to stop pushing yourself so hard. If anybody donates for a reading, let me know. All of a sudden, I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to be really rude, and I'm going to mute myself, and I'm going to go to the bathroom. And if anybody needs a reading, let me know if you donate, and then we'll get started. I think it's from I've been drinking a lot of water this morning because I've been trying to flush I know it's from sitting in the car. My husband even yelled at me. So my husband's right for once. My husband told me that I shouldn't be sitting in a cool car. He's like, go drive around until they call. I didn't listen to him, so it's my own fault. It's my own fault. But I think it's from sitting, because I was cold from my fingers, like, to my toes. So it's my own fault. Okay. Spirit must be messing with you, Miss Heather. I'm sorry. I'm like on my third or fourth water bottle because I'm just trying to get the fluids in to push it out. Okay, Miss Rebecca, I'm going to ask you a question. So when I connect, I'm hearing, like, when I connect with you, I think, like, I know this is probably why I heard in the beginning why they were telling me, you know what you want, because I feel like within your heart, you know exactly what you're supposed to do. And I feel like just because, and then you see the picture of what you want, where you want to go, and how you want your life to be, but it's that in between, you don't know. It's like how do I get there? How do I get there? And I still feel like you're being way too hard on yourself. And they're telling me there's something that you feel trapped about. I'm hearing something from the past. Is there, like, I heard old feelings or a situation that you're, I don't want to say feeling guilty about, but that you feel stuck, that maybe, a decision you made or a decision that you did not make. I feel like it's a decision that you did not make. And I got all of that just from the Six of Cups. Like, when I look at this, it keeps making me, I keep seeing this as the present, but then I keep seeing it like we're going backwards. And then you have the Death Rebirth card that we need a new perspective. We need to be able to see this in a different light. Because I also feel what they want you to know, Miss Rebecca. I feel so much with you, love. And I feel like this is why it feels like we don't know which way to go. Because I feel like with a lot of the stuff that you have gone through with your relationship, I do feel like, and I love that this card came up, because I know you've been really big into working out and you've been focusing on yourself. And Spirit wants you to know that that's a step in your direction of why you've gone through what you have, because you've been able to find your strength, and you do wear your heart on your sleeve. And they want you to know that this is your time to be in charge of the path that you want to go on. And it's time for you to continue to stay focused. I don't think, as we know, I always say, whatever you want to do at the end of the day, it's up to you. But what I'm hearing from your guides, from your higher self, is they're showing me that it's not time to go backwards. They want you to fight. They want you to remember what you've gone through, where you've been. And maybe some of that keeps popping up and it's kind of clouded how you want to push through, because you do wear your heart on your sleeve. They're saying that they want you to see what you could have. They want you to remember that you are on a better path. And I do feel like you're on a better path. And I feel like the more that you focus on yourself, which I know it's hard to hear that because sometimes we get to a point where we're ready for a relationship. I just don't feel, I keep hearing, I don't feel like we should go back to any relationship that we've been in. Because I feel like they're still working. I don't feel like they're at a point in their healing journey, a point in their life where, you know, they break in it reminds me of like the devil card. Like I don't see all the chains completely broken. Like I feel like there's some things that are holding them back or that they haven't broke through yet. And I feel like if we jump into that, I feel like it's just going to pull you back in and put you in a place where you've already been. And of course, I can't find the devil card because it never pops up when I need it. You know? Then that makes perfect sense. That's why I'm seeing, like, I don't know where the devil card is. I'm sure it's like right in front of my face too. Here, I'll shuffle it and maybe it'll come out. I just feel like I keep seeing like the chains, and I'm seeing that he's not there. And if he doesn't want to change, love, he doesn't want to change. And all it's gonna do is bring you back to where you were. And there's you getting that. This is probably that trap feeling that they're saying that if you don't see that perspective, they don't want you to go back and feel trapped. Now, I know you have kids, but when it comes to career, are you looking to make a move? Are you looking to relocate? Because I already heard that, so I kind of thought it was kind of cool, the Six of Swords. I feel like you're ready to take a whole new change, but I feel like you get pulled back to relationship. And it's hard, Miss Rebecca, when, you know, when we see so much in them. And if they don't see it in them, it's hard. And I've been there. I've talked to you in Messenger. You know, I know what it's like. And it's so hard when we can't fix them. You know, I've tried fixing. We know other people that we are connected with try help fixing, and it's we just have to see that that's not our role, and it's not easy. I do feel like a good move. I know you have a lot of family. I don't think all your family lives by you, but I'm going to ask, do you feel like, have you been thinking about either taking a job or been looking for a job somewhere that's not in your neck of the woods? Because I know this card doesn't go with anything with it, but as I look at this card, it makes me feel like it's time for you when it comes to a career to push through. Like, I'm seeing your ship being sailed. I'm seeing you trying to, you know, I'm seeing you take what you're going through by the horns and trying to push through the emotions and try to start over. That you don't want other people to be in charge, that you're ready for the self-love and self-care for yourself to get to a point where you can have that relationship, so you're not giving all your power away, and so you can feel stable. And Miss Bernice, if it resonates with you, then that's awesome too. That might be why you were pulled here today, to hear some. I know sometimes it lags, so I just feel like, Miss Rebecca, I feel like there's a huge transition on its way for you. And I don't know, and I feel like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that might be going on with the kids, or if we're worried about the kids. I feel like you need a huge shift. And this card is also, you know, because of it being green, it's telling you that this is a time for you of healing as well. That you can be like being able to, that you're going above the emotions. You're seeing the emotions for what they are. You're seeing things. and you're riding above it to be able to get yourself to a better place. I just feel like there's some back and forth, and like we're fighting. I feel like you're fighting with your head with those what ifs, and they come into me too. They come into everybody. They make us question things. They try to take us off our path. But all you really want is you want to be able to move forward. As I skip the other two cards, you want a stable, happy relationship. You want to be able to be stable with your finances. When you say his kids are mad, are these the ones that you have with him, or are these the ones that he has without you? And they have every right to be mad at him. And just because they're mad, they say that they're mad at you, they just may know that it's he has without you. So that's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure before I said something. So, they're probably mad because he could have been worse before you. Maybe you made, even though he has that disease and he has that, that you're a safe spot for them. And it's up to you. And I've been there. I can 100%. I can sit here and talk to you. Nobody else. I can sit and talk to Miss Rebecca as long as I can, because unless anybody else donates for a reading, I'm just going to keep talking to her. And if you do donate, just let me know. That's how I am. I just keep talking until somebody comes. I've been there. I got to a point at and it's just a safety zone. It just means that he may have been better with you, but that doesn't mean that that's your job to fulfill. I feel like I keep hearing like there was a comfort zone. They knew they were protected, and that's probably, and it's easier to take out and say things to you than probably to him, because of him being an alcoholic. They don't know what he may do. They may not know what he's gonna say. That's why. Because you've been there their whole life. Because if you want, I feel like they don't want to lose you, Miss Rebecca. And I don't know what conversations you've had, and saying that because you have been there for so long, just because you're not with him doesn't mean you can't be a part of their lives. If you have a connection with them to the point where you can tell them that they can still call you if they need help, you do not look old enough to be a stepmom to a 19, a 15, and 13-year-old. I thought you were younger than me, girl. It's because I keep hearing it's because they felt so safe with you. And of course they're mad at their dad, and it's easier to take out and say things to other people. Sometimes we get into places, or there's just some things that are easier said. And even with my bonus kids, I had a complete different relationship with Anthony than I do with my husband's daughter, because there's so many different things, but I was able to have certain conversations at some point with his son that helped. Yes, I know the 4-year-old. Did you just have Jackson with him? Jackson and Matt. I know you have a couple. But what I'm going to ask you, Ms. Rebecca, are you Are you wondering if you're capable of getting a job and I feel like you just want to relocate. I have Jackson with Matt. Okay. I read that wrong. Okay. I read it as in I have Jackson and Matt, who is 4. I was like, wait, when did she have twins? Like, man, I'm really messing up. When I connect to see when I connected with career, I feel like you're ready for a huge shift. But I feel like you want distance from from where you are. I think I knew you had multiple kids. I just didn't know how many. I couldn't remember how many, and I didn't connect with it. I know you have I knew you had multiple kids. Hi, Miss April Love. How are you? Unless the only reason why I'm hearing that you want to get out is maybe because you're ready to get out of being the stay-at-home mom and you want that transition and you want adventure. But I feel like, I just feel like you have to, I hate to say like you have to figure out, I feel like you do have to figure out what exactly you want to do with your relationship. And then I feel like the doors will open because I feel like you have the chance to be able to move into either a better area or move into a better place. And I feel like some type of job will pop open. How are you, Miss April Love? I don't know. When it comes to career, I feel like a job that I feel like you'll see something that you want to do, and I feel like a move is going to be needed. But I feel like you won't make those decisions until you figure out what you feel is right to do when it comes to your relationship. I was a CNA and just worked at Aldi. Just applied at Walmart. Okay. I'm doing good. Now, I know this may be really super weird, Miss Rebecca, and this might be a past life, but this is what I'm seeing for you. I don't know schooling, but would you be able to work not as a pharmacist, but be somebody who works at a pharmacy? Because I feel like in order for you to be able to move out, be able to get your own place, like I'm seeing this part of the chapter, you could put yourself on another timeline. But the timeline I'm seeing you getting a job where you can I'm seeing you being able to, have your kid. I feel like you'll have distance. I do feel like distance is needed from Matt. I know you guys have been apart, but if he's not changing, you would love that. That's what I was seeing. I was hearing pharmacist. I was seeing you doing something completely different. And I also feel like that's something that would be able to financially assist you when it comes to your kids and yourself. That's what I was seeing. That's why I was wondering if you would have to, and it could be that you might have to travel a little bit for the job, or you may need to just move. I don't know. I was hearing pharmacist below, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, I've seen TikToks about CNA, so I know a little bit. But I was hearing pharmacist. It was just what I kept hearing. I think that would be awesome for you, love. And I know you have the ability to trust yourself too. Pull. I know I use this a lot, but I love Frozen 2 so much. Pull that Queen Elsa out of you. All that the feels that you feel Don't let them hold you back. Don't let them scare you. Follow whatever dream you want. Follow what you want to do. And he probably has to go downhill. Everybody has to hit their lowest of low so they can figure out how to get back up. But you can't be the only person who's putting all the effort into, Miss Rebecca. You deserve to have somebody who wants you to have your dreams met, wants you to be able to do what you want. Even though you've been a stay-at-home mom, I don't feel like that's always where you've wanted to be the whole time. I feel like this is your chapter now, and this is his chapter on learning on how to get to cutting those cords, like I said in the beginning. Yes. I hear you, sister. I hear you loud and clear. And maybe that's why he needs to learn. He never allowed himself to appreciate it or allowed himself to learn how to do it himself. So now it's his turn. I just feel like you're still trapped a little bit, love. And since you're still trapped, they're saying you have to be able. I feel like that trappedness, you have to make that decision. Just like, seeing things and being able to push through it. Knowing that just because I don't know what the outcome, I don't see what the outcome's going to be, but I know what I want, and just, and it's hard just living on that. Like, I understand, like, I try to, what I hear, but I do understand, like the human 3D part of it too. You know what I mean? That I can tell you that I see you as a pharmacist. I see you having your own place and building your life. But they're saying we have to get through this relationship, and it's up to you if you want to move forward from this relationship, and just trusting that you can hit your dreams and hit those goals. I believe in you, Miss Rebecca. I know your mommy does. I know your aunties do. You have people that would help you. Well, Miss Rebecca, it's not up to you. As I've had to learn, it's not up to you to maintain that relationship with him. And if he does that, you have every right to have visitations being watched. That is your child. Just because you still care for him, you have to put Jackson first. He dug his own grave. He put himself where he is. As much as I love my husband, if we were at this point, I wouldn't be able to let him. I would want, if he had visitations, I'd want it supervised just because of that. That's not fair for you to live in that fear either, okay? Don't ruin your happiness. Don't ruin your life just so Jackson could have his dad in his life. Okay? Because you can give Jackson the life that he deserves and the life that you want. Okay? You know what? Write a pros or cons list. You know what I mean? and figure it out. Write it out, envision it, and see which way you want to go. Welcome, Maria. Miss Maria, if you would like a mediumship, it is $20. See, this is why I was feeling that trapness. That's why they're saying you have to decide what is best for you. Maybe you need to have a good spa day. Maybe go, you know what I saw today? Maybe this is why I saw this. I don't know if you like these or not, but I saw like in a show today, they were doing a meditated mud bath. You know what I mean? A meditated mud bath, and it helped them connect their body and spirit. And it was just something like that. I feel like you just need to really decide. That's why I feel like once you know exactly what you want to do, I feel like you'll be fine, love. I know you got this. And you have the best heart about thinking about it for your son. Because I can say I'm still with my husband because of his son. So I know sometimes things happen, but I just feel like you got to be able, I just want you to be able to make the best decisions for you. Okay? Hi, Maria. I don't do that. My page is where I try to help my family pay bills. I do free readings in a bunch of groups and everything like that. Every once in a while, I will come on and do some free tarot reading. I have reviews on my page. Depending on who's watching, I know I've read for Rebecca a few times. I've had plenty of readings with Miss Rebecca. I know Miss Heather's here. I've done readings for Heather and April Love. But Miss Maria, if you want to watch, or you can watch some of my other videos, then you can see. I don't work that way when it comes to mediumship. Miss Kathy is still here. I didn't know who was still here. All I see is a number, and I don't know who's here. So I couldn't really. I tried to go back to see. I know Miss Heather was having issues. Spirit was messing with her. I know, Miss Rebecca, and I 100% know how you feel. So I know it takes that when we have that hope and that faith and we see their potential, it kind of throws us off. It's all about your timing. I've had people do readings for me in the past and tell me that I shouldn't be with my husband, that I should have divorced him, that I should have left, and all of this, but I didn't. But I did get to a point where I changed and I didn't, I put my foot down for myself and for my kids and I changed in the relationship. And he got to a point where he saw that it was either family or he would be by himself. So that got him to a point of change. And Matt isn't there. It may just not be there yet. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? It's all about the lessons and where they're at and the traumas that they've been. I'm hearing one day he'll wake up, but they don't want you waiting for him, love. You don't deserve they don't want you waiting. They said you've waited long enough. I have about an hour left, guys. If anybody else would like a reading, please let me know. I have to pick the girls up from school. They went back to school today, which is really, really weird. It's been so quiet today, as nice as it's been. And, it's still been weird not having them home, but they were ready for school. And the best part was we have to leave at 8:30, at 8:25. I was like, oh no, I didn't make anybody any lunches. So I put random snacks and stuff. I'm like, you're just going to have to do with this, even though they don't eat half of it anyways. I'm just like, oh, I'm not in that routine of having to make lunches anymore. Yes, and it's hard to stay on that because sometimes they get on the ball. They can get on the ball with you, but then you got to keep pushing it, keep going with it. You can't get. It's hard because you can't give them a pat on the head, or you can't tell them good job, because sometimes when you do that, then they think that some people will think, oh, I won, I did what I needed to do, and then that's when they fall backwards. You know what I mean? Once I got on that page, I stayed on that for a good year and a half, and sometimes certain things can get tested, but you know what? I don't back down. And it's hard, but it's been a lot better now that we've moved. He has a new job. That was very stressful too. And I know with everything that Matt went through with his job, and that could be the biggest trigger that he's not dealing with himself. Okay. It's time to focus on Rebecca. Rebecca can't change him. Rebecca can't fix him as much as we want to. And I know the feeling, but we can't. We can shed some light, we can show them the way, but it's up to them to get their booties up there and to do what they want to do. You got this, Miss Rebecca. I believe in you, love. And I know the struggle, and I know it's hard, but it's about setting those boundaries, having your bubble up, and go be a pharmacist. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like that would be something amazing for you. I think you should be a pharmacist. I saw the whole thing, and I'm happy that wasn't a past life thing. That's something that you want to do. So I think you'd be awesome at it. You're welcome, dear. Is anybody else interested in a reading today? I have to sit with Spirit and see what my January special is going to be. I have to figure out. I haven't put a January special up. Thank you, Miss Bernice. I love doing this. It's fun. I've had some downloads. I've had some upgrades. It's been really fun with mediumship and stuff like that. A lot of things have been changing for this new year, and it's just really exciting. I'm excited. Isabel has dance tonight, so if anything, depending on how I'm feeling, hopefully this is going away. I feel a little better. I could possibly come back on. If anybody needs anything, just send me a message, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.